Hi. Say something.
I'm so excited. The last time you were in this studio was 8 months ago.
You know, you said that to me this morning, and I went, I can't believe that.
I can't believe it either.
It just, I would have thought maybe it's 3 months. But it is, it's flying. It's flying.
We miss you all the time here.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And you just being in the studio, it's like nothing's changed. No time has really passed by.
Well, you know.
Which is the sign of a good friendship and a good person.
I left a job, but I didn't leave the friends. Mm-hmm. So that's what made it bearable for me.
And I know that, you know, waking up early is no issue for you.
I still wake up the exact same time.
Do you? That's what I was going to ask.
Sometimes even earlier, because I'm doing work down in Nashville that I love so much that I just can't wait to get to it. So instead of getting up at 2:30, I'm sometimes up at 2 or 1:30. So and I don't mind at all. That just means nice and quiet.
So you still get like 3 hours of sleep?
No, I get about 5.
Wow. Oh, that's better. That's good.
But
for you, that's sleeping in.
Well, sort of. But you know the difference is I go out in Nashville.
Yeah.
I go all over the place.
Yeah,
and
you do.
People drag my butt and. I used to sit at home just behind my gate, you know, with my dogs and sitting in front of my fire, sort of looking around going, anything happening? You know, and it was killing me.
Yeah.
It was way too lonely. It was not healthy.
But the Nashville setting, the city, it's giving you life. It's giving you more to do. Do you feel
I'm in the suburbs. Nashville is growing. The city itself is growing so much. They call it Crane City. And when I first moved to Nashville, I was actually there for a year in 1978. I did a sitcom called Hee Haw Honeys.
Oh yeah.
And you could go all the way around the 65 in Route 65 in Highway 65 in like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And there was no skyline because everything was like 2 stories at the most. It was a really small country town, and it is not at all. It's a tourist mecca now, but the suburbs are beautiful and lots of rolling hills and horse farms and big barns, and I love it. It's just beautiful. You know what there is there that has really sold me on it? There is a culture of kindness there that is lacking in so many other places in our country. People are legitimately, authentically kind. They're helpful. You know, nobody honks at you.
They're not in a rush.
That I've had to get used to. I'm walking sometimes down the little streets and stuff. People go, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm sorry, that's just my, you know what I'm used to."
But what is the kind of work that you're doing in Nashville? Because everyone asks, you know, how's Kathie's music going? What's she up to? You have the oratorios.
Yeah.
How is that going? What's your
day-to-day
day-to-day
different,
like?
Which I love. Right now, the oratorio that I did the day I left the show that was released, God Who Sees, The God Who Sees, did unbelievably well. And you were used very much so by the Lord with me because you listened to it after I got home, after recording it and in Nashville. And you said, "Kath, can I listen to some of what you've been doing all weekend?" And you started to cry and you took my headphones off and you said, "Can you make it longer? Can you put more stories in? I don't know these stories."
Well, I think it's, you know, really wonderful how you're kind of teaching the world this, you know, stories that have been told, of course, but there are a lot of people like myself who don't know the stories and who are curious. And I think you are able to teach in a very entertaining way.
Oh, thank you.
And you've always been that way. And I think that's something that's really the world craves.
Well, the Word of God is everything to me, the Scriptures, but in their original form, not the bad translations that are out there. We've talked about this. So it's very important to me that we keep the Scriptures alive in people's life, and so I've written 3 more.
Okay, wow.
And the God of His Word, the God of the Other Side, and the God of the How and When. And so those are also going to be made into films in Israel beginning of next year. So not every single story in the Bible will have been told, but you will get the essence of what the Bible is all about. And these stories they're really ripped from the headlines today. People who think that the Bible is a 5,000-year-old dead book are absolutely wrong. It's alive and it's crackling, and it's when it's read properly, it's inspired by God. So it's totally relevant to your life today. So if people are watching, they can go to godwhosees.com and see the first one that we made, and look forward to the new ones, bringing them to the world. People's lives are being completely changed.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if
you touch so many people's lives in so many different ways, not just in that in that genre, but
But don't we all
Really?
want to?
Yeah.
Don't we want our time
Of
on
course.
this planet to have been used by the Lord to make it better for other people?
What do you always say? If you have a pulse, you have
got
a purpose.
That's right. You did take notes.
I did take notes. I mean, I was working with a legend. Of course I'm going to take notes.
Well.
But aside from that, you also have a lot. I think it's funny. You posted the lead guitarist of Korn the other day. You're
Right.
hanging with
Brian Welch.
in Nashville. You're hanging with so many,
Eclectic group.
Yeah.
I know it. I just did an oratorio with two of my favorite new human beings on the planet. They call themselves Louis York.
Yeah.
Go on Louis York. That stands for St. Louis and New York. That's where they came from. But they were the two biggest writers / producers in the pop world. Beyonce,
Wow.
I'm Gaga,
Wow.
Bruno Mars, everybody, Rihanna. And we just wrote a 27-minute oratorio called The God of the Other Side, which is just was one of the most thrilling artistic experiences of my life.
Wow.
I wrote one with Brett James and our friend and producer Sal Oliver, who's also a fine composer. Wrote one with my friend David Pomerantz, and of course Nicole.
yeah,
So
of course.
they're all completely different, and I love that. So I'm not only doing the oratorios, you have something called a write, and that's really short for a writing session. And so because of my work with Brett, I had street credibility, and I had a lot of great writers down there who were willing to sit with me and write songs. So I've written about maybe 25 or 30 songs that are out there that hopefully are going to be cut by different artists, gospel artists. Danny Goki is doing some, and they've got them. Let's see if they do them.
I think they will.
I hope so.
And you're a triple
Jimmy
threat.
Allen?
Jimmy Allen.
Yes.
Triple threat. You also are working on a lot of movies, Hallmark movies coming out. Tell us about that.
These are the Godwink movies.
Okay.
And the first one did so well last year that they asked for another one. And hopefully this one will continue to do as well. I hope they're not going to just be Christmas, because these stories are real life stories, and they could we've got them for every day of the week. There are 9 books based on these Godwink stories that my friend Squire Rushnell and his wife Louise wrote. So, yeah, I'm loving that. Producing a few movies with Cody that are in the works.
So exciting.
Yeah, and what else? And writing. I just wrote a children's book, and I've written 3 chapters now in a new book I have to deliver at the end of January.
So you've only just gotten busier and busier since you left.
Much busier.
Wow.
Here's the difference. I'm busy now doing what I have waited all my life to have the time to do. And when Frank passed, and my mother passed, and my Cody and Cass moved to California, it was my time to fill up my time any way I wanted to. Frank didn't need the care that I was giving him. My mom didn't need me on the East Coast to be there for her. Cody and Cass forgot they have a mother. They don't need her anymore.
Not true.
No, it's not. They're just great.
They're great.
Cassidy's been doing a series with Roma Downey.
Yep.
That it starts airing, I think, in January. She's in her 3rd season, finishing that. So,
And Cody
is going to own the world. Cody he was always my student. Cassie's a brilliant woman, but Cody was my academic son.
He liked to be in the classroom.
He likes to study. And he knew exactly what he wanted to be and do, and so he went after it. He got his master's at Oxford University.
I know.
And Cassidy dropped out the first year. So, but I was just as happy about both decisions. I never micromanaged my children's decisions.
Because you also don't have to learn in a classroom. You can learn in all different ways.
I couldn't wait to get out of school.
I know.
And I left college 1 semester shy of graduation because I just could not take it anymore. I wanted to get out and do if you want to be an actress, you know how you learn to be an actress? You go out and act, For me, now Meryl Streep went to Yale drama school, so that worked out okay for her.
But it doesn't matter to have dropped out, because you impart the most wisdom out of anyone I know. And so school, what does school mean in that
Well, when
sense,
their schools used to get upset with Frank and me taking them out and taking them all over the world, I said, can I please say something? They are going to learn so much more by being in Israel with me, or by being in London with me, or wherever we went, and we went all over the world. That is an education, much better than anything you can see a picture of in a book.
That's why I always say you're like the Harvard degree that I got in entertainment, because just watching you for 6.5 years, that was truly magical.
That was God's plan for my life. And you know what, Donna Adorable? When I was in Israel directing for the first time, The God Who Sees, it dawned on me that that was the culmination of an entire lifetime of learning. I started singing professionally when I was 10 years old. I started acting professionally when I was 17. You know, I've been in this business for, that's 55 years, 56 now.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, it's just going by. But I've tried to learn with each different disciplines, whether it was Broadway or music or in the studio making records, whatever. I learned something from all of it.
Yeah.
And I was applying every bit of it towards those 5 days of making that film. And then I got to direct it and make sure it came out exactly like I wanted it to come out. So now I've got the directing bug. I mean, that's what wakes me up.
So you're tapping into literally every little
every
avenue.
level of it.
Last time we spoke, you talked about finding love again.
Right.
Where are we?
We have not yet found
in that
it.
book of love.
Well, I said to you that lyric that I wrote for Brett's in my song called Once Again. You don't find love, it finds you. Right. And so it hasn't found me yet. I've had a couple of dates and I've had some fun. Everybody goes dancing in music festivals and stuff like that. But no, that hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure it ever will again. But you know, I'm really too busy. I'm not online. I'm not looking for it. You know, I never go out and say, gee, maybe today's the day. It's not like
you
that.
You don't go looking for it because it's going to happen. It's going to come find you.
Well,
I believe it.
TikTok, you know, at this point I say, guys, if you love Jesus and have your own teeth, give me a call.
You know the number. Actually, you don't, and you won't. Sorry, because she's that hot.
Yes, she's so hot. She's so hot.
Well, until next time.
I love you.
We'll go looking like a safari again.
Safari right after this.
We are.
We'll learn more in Africa by watching animals than reading about them.
Love you. Mwah.